Hey there, welcome back to Viewpoint Christian Academy, where we have been empowering parents to meet their family's Christian education goals since 1984. I'm Dr. Adam Rondo, and welcome to episode 30 of our Monday Moments. Can you believe it? We're entering now the fourth quarter of the 2020-2021 year. It's amazing. Stay tuned as we talk about what you should think about and keep in mind as we prepare to finish up the year. As we prepare to finish up this academic year, I want to remind you of a couple things that you've learned from the very beginning as you entered our program, took the training course, etc. All of that has kind of gone out at the beginning of the year. We've been trying to reiterate it, but we have an expectation for a completed year's worth of work. The beauty of our program is that it's individualized. The students can accelerate, or if they need it, they can take more time to complete a subject or complete a unit that they may be struggling with. The students will have 5 or 6, typically 5, sometimes 6 or 7, on rare occasions, subjects. And each of those subjects will be broken up into 10 to 12 units for the entire year. All the PACE courses, the paper curriculum, have 12 units. All of the other units on Ignitia typically will have about 10 units. But those units need to be completed throughout the year, typically 2 to 3 per quarter for Ignitia and at least 3 per quarter for the PACEs. And that will keep you on track and help you to get the work done. Well, now is the time to take stock of where you're at and see how many have I completed for the year, how many do I have left to complete for the year in each subject. That may vary as well by subject. So there are 3 basic categories of students in our school right now at this very moment. And I'm going to use a racing analogy to kind of help paint the picture of this for you today. So in a race, let's think of like maybe a track race, or maybe let's go cross country. It's a long distance, it's an endurance race, right? In a race, there's going to be 3 categories of runners, and there will be 3 categories of students in our school right now. There'll be those who are out ahead. They're in the lead, right? They're ahead of the pack, and they are closing in on the very end. They're going to be lower than the average time frame to complete this race. In other words, they may get all 10 of their units done, or all 12 of their units done, or complete all of the work, and maybe even do more some of next year's work ahead in their grade level by the time they finish they cross the finish line, so that come May, probably by the middle of May, they'll be done for the year. Now, many students are on schedule to finish by May 21st. There are others that will be on schedule in the weeks after that, sometime by June. Most of the students should expect to be finished by about June 11th if they have been diligent and completed their units as they should. Now, here's a second group so we got the ones that are ahead. They're just coasting right there. They're flying. They're going to be done. No problem whatsoever. Then we've got those steady runners. They're in the middle of the pack, and they're kind of going along, and they're going on the average speed. They're staying on schedule. They're doing what they need to do. They're getting one pace done every 3 weeks, or they're just right on track in their Ignitia schedule on the computer. They're steady. The end is in sight for them. They've got to keep going. They've got to stay strong. They've got to endure to the end. But they are in really good shape. All they have to do is just keep doing what they have been doing, and they will be fine and be finished in May, probably by Memorial Day, if not sooner. Then we have the laggers, right? We have the students that are behind. They have not been as diligent as they should have been. They have not completed all of the units that they should have completed by this time. Now, again, by this time, we've finished 3 quarters of the year. So that means that students doing PACEs should have completed at least 9. I'm sorry, 9. I can count. 9 units or 9 booklets for the year in each subject. Students in Ignitia should have completed about 7. Maybe 8. 8 would be best, but 7 is probably where they should be. So Wow, I can't count today. 7. They should complete 7. Oh boy, 1, 2, 3. Okay, they should have completed 7 by this time. All right. So if they haven't, then they're lagging and they're behind. So what do they need to do? Well, they need to run a little bit faster. They need to pick up the speed so that they can catch up. Now, the beauty of our program again is they will continue to move on. So let's say they don't finish it, and they're just not able to catch up by, let's say, June 10th, June 11th. Okay. Well, they can keep going. They can go into June. They can go up to the end of June if they need to. And if we have to, we can push it into July. But who wants to do that? Nobody, right? You want to get it done. You want to be finished with it. And you want to be able to just do your summer activities and have all that enjoyment, right? But again, what would be the strategy if you're lagging behind? Well, you get it into a higher gear. Stop doing what you've been doing and do more. Stop spending the time that you have been spending and spend more time. So what am I saying? You have to increase effort. You have to increase output in order to shrink that distance and catch up. So what do you do? Well, a couple things that you can do. I'm going to give you 3 steps. All right, ready? Number 1, do the math. Say, what? You want me to do my math first? Well, yes, I always want students to do their math first. I encourage it. I always say do math first. That's the best subject to do first thing in the morning. But that's not what I mean. I mean, do the math. If you can see that you have this many units to complete, and it has this many pages, if you're doing the paper one, right? This many pages per unit, add them all up and divide them by the number of days that you want to complete them in, and that will tell you how many pages per day you need to do in order to finish it on time. And then just make sure you do that number of pages per day. Now, if you're in the Ignition system, it's pretty well set up on a schedule for you. But let's say you have fallen behind in your assignments. You have multiple overdue. And so you're like, you know what? I want to catch up in all of my overdues by this time. We'll go through and find out how many assignments per day extra you would have to do. So let's say, in order to catch up, I need to do 2 assignments in this subject every day in order to be caught up by the end of April or something along that lines. Do the math, figure it out. And then once you've done the math and you've figured it out, set goals to achieve it. Write it on paper and keep yourself accountable. Mom and dad, keep those children accountable. Saying, did you do this work today? No? Then sit down and get it done. Turn off the Xbox. Turn off the TV. Give me your phone. I'll let you have it back when it's done. Get serious about it and get it done, right? So do the math, set the goals, and then number 3, achieve the goals. So it's one thing to set the goals, it's another thing to achieve the goals. For instance, there's a story I like to tell. It's about 5 frogs. 5 frogs sitting on a log. And as the 5 frogs are sitting on the log, they're just kind of enjoying the sun, enjoying everything that's going on around them. 4 of them decide they're going to jump off. How many frogs are left on the log? 5. Because deciding and doing are not the same thing. Just because you decide you're going to do something doesn't mean it's automatically done. You have to put in the what? The effort. You have to put in the work. So don't be a frog who decides and then doesn't do anything about it. Be a frog who decides and then does something about it. Actually dive in, jump in and get it done. Well, I hope that's a blessing to you today. If there's anything that I can do to help you, if you say, you know what, I'm having a little struggle with this math, I'm having a little struggle with motivation, we have a lot of experience, we have a lot of expertise in helping families and helping students achieve their goals. Talk to us. We can help you. Give me a call, send me an email. What can we do to help you? We want to be able to help you to be successful. We want to empower you to achieve your Christian education goals. So I hope this has been a blessing to you. Have a great day. Hey, if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button for me, would you? Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the great content we're trying to put out. I hope you enjoyed the Passion Week series. I hope you got to see it. If you didn't, go back and watch it. We did a 7-part Passion... Again, I can't count today. A 7-part Passion Week series. And we really went into detail on the timeline of it. It's a great devotional. It might be a blessing for you. Go back and watch it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up for me, would you? Hey, have a great day. God bless.